All right, people, what the hell is up? It is, I don't know what time in the fucking morning. As y'all can see, I'm laying down, watching some YouTube, and I don't even have no light in this motherfucker. It is dark as shit. Anyway, um, I was, I used the Meta AI that just came out. I saw in my notifications the other day that the Meta AI had, they prompt you to download it when it's on Facebook. I was like, okay, bro. I downloaded the app and blah blah blah, and we already have access to this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not much different from Siri or Cortana or whoever the hell else that's out there that you could just uh, speak up to, and it'll reply to you with whatever information that you request. So that's not anything different at all. Um, I hopped on it the first day after I got on it, and it's weird because, like I said, I don't have Apple or any other Microsoft stuff that came out, and I'm pretty sure it's a bunch of other ones out there that I probably have access to that I don't, or even in your regular phone, where you could just ask a question into your phone, and it spit the information back out to you. I don't use it. I don't use it a lot. So I got the Meta AI, and I'm just trying to figure out. I'm like, well, shit. Well, what the fuck am I gonna ask this shit? As far as talking to it and stuff like that. And I asked it some stuff about my cats. You know, how do you tell if a cat is happy and blah blah blah. And I asked a couple of them questions, and it was like blah blah blah. Well, oh, blah 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 blah. It shoot out information, the shit that I pretty much do already. You know, usually when I heat it up, I'm asking about food or recipe. I hadn't asked you no weird shit yet. I'm tempted to. I'm really, I really am. I'm tempted to ask you some weird shit, but I've done that with other apps, and yeah, because I actually had one of those girlfriend apps. I'm like, well, let me see. Uh, I forget which one I had. You make the little avatar of the how you want the chick to look or whatever the fuck. It was stupid as hell. It really was. And if you want to ask it some weird shit, you gotta you gotta pay for that. That don't come standard. You could talk to that motherfucker all day. It'll come back with some responses and all this other stuff. But if you want to ask it some weird shit, you gotta pay for it. I'm like, whatever. But you can do it. You can do it. And I'm like, okay, somebody had to program all this weird shit into it. So I'm like, okay, what a job. But yeah, I'm asking about recipes and shit like that and blah blah blah. But the first day I got it, I'm like, okay. And I think I don't even remember what day that was. It was just a couple days ago. Less than a week. I mean, when I say a couple days, I mean like 2, maybe 3 days ago where I first downloaded it. And I was using it today and noticed that they probably got the what they call those updates that you don't really know about it, like in the background updates, and the speech pattern done changed on there. Now I haven't really went through the settings where you can change the voice and all this other type of stuff. I don't even know if they got that on there. So it's a female voice on there, and I don't know if you can go on there and change the tone of the voice and choose whether you want male, female voice, and all that other shit. But or change the accent. You could do that too. Pretty sure you could do languages, but as far as like the accent, you might be able to do that. Uh, I've seen some stuff where people had uh, not AI, but they had stuff that reads stuff back to you, and it'll be an English accent or some shit. But Yeah, the speech pattern then changed. They naturalized the speech, which was a big noticeable difference when you first download it. You know what I'm saying? When you first download it, it was a big difference from where you ask Siri some shit and she'll be like blah 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 blah, and just it just say some shit to you. Now the Meta AI is different in the fact that the information that it gives back to you can't be no different from anything else. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they all pulling from the same fucking data. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the fucking AI has an opinion. But they naturalized the speech, which is something I noticed when I hopped on there today. They naturalized the speech, so when it's talking to you, it's like an actual person is talking to you, which means there's stuttering. There's actual stuttering in this shit, not like but repeating the same words like when you get ready to think of some shit and you be like, well, maybe when you say the same word twice, you know what I'm saying, while you thinking of what the fuck to say to, they got it, that is integrated in it. So when it's talking to you, it's like, well, maybe blah 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 or blah, and they got the tones and shit on there already set. So all the inflections of the questions and the I don't know the right word. It's not emotional, but the sense of what it's telling you, with the inflection in your voice when you say certain shit, whether you questioning something or saying something assertively or something like that, that's all in there. So when it's telling you something, it could be stating something to you, and it'll sound like it's stating something to you, or it'll be saying something, it'll be suggesting something to you, and it'll sound like it's suggesting something to you instead of just saying shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when you saying something to somebody, and you be like, well, maybe blah 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 blah, da, 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 da. And then the inflections of that shit is there, and the stuttering, and it says a lot, which was weird. I'm like, wait a minute, it wasn't doing this. I talked to it quite a bit the first day it came out. It wasn't doing none of this shit. Now it's like, and they got the same the response to your questions where it'll kind of repeat what the fuck you say with some kind of enthusiastic response. Now I hadn't said no sad weird shit to where if I'll say something about some food, they'll be like, oh, you're looking to make such and such. Oh, well, okay, well, you might like this and you might like that. You know what I'm saying? You can also do this, that, and that. Well, what did you think you wanted to do with that? And that's how it sounds. Like I just said it. That's how the fuck it sounds when it's talking to you. You know what I'm saying? It's not robotic at all, which is weird. You know what I'm saying? Which is weird. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some dudes out there humping their fucking phones after talking this shit for a fucking week. I can see it already. Motherfuckers will be here talking to this, that, because that's all I do. I hop on there and blah blah blah, and it's a lot of other stuff on there where you could ask it to ask you some random shit, and I'm not sure how the whole conversation algorithm go, but from the way that it seems like it's going, I'm pretty sure this thing can spit shit back at you, and it'll feel like you talking to a real goddamn person. You know what I'm saying? To a certain degree. I'm pretty sure. Damn, my lights went out. I'm pretty sure that's something that you can fucking do on there. I hadn't went through everything on there to see how all of it works and shit like that. Eventually, I will. Because it's informative. From the stuff I ask it about the cats and the stuff I ask it about food and stuff like that, all of it's been good information. And the way that the damn information is delivered to you is natural. You know what I'm saying? It's natural. And that's the thing that got me. I was like, well, Hell, and now I don't, I'm not on the motherfucker all day. You know what I'm saying? If I want to ask him about a roast beef sandwich or a tuna fish or some shit, I hop on there, I ask it about tuna fish or whatever. It'll talk to me about tuna fish, telling me, the best way to eat tuna or the best tuna fish sandwich recipe or whatever the fuck it is. Tell me that shit and ask me what do you plan on doing? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm thinking about doing this. And I'm like, oh, well, I hope you enjoy it. And blah, blah, blah. It says it just the fuck like that. You know what I'm saying? Well, shit, I hope you enjoy. Well, they say shit, but he's like, well, I hope you enjoy it. Now I hadn't talked to her about no depression shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure if you say some depression shit about you being sick or some shit, that the reaction is gonna be like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Blah 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 blah. Well, what's going on with you or something like that. And it's funny. It's funny because I like it. You know what I'm saying? I like it. It's not that. It's the information. You know what I'm saying? It's the way the information is given to me. It is. But the only thing, I can't think of nothing else to answer the damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Something will have to pop in my head, like fucking roast beef sandwiches or some shit like that. Something that I would actually have to be curious about to ask. I'm not for to sit here and just try to have a conversation with the goddamn thing. That is weird. I live in a house by myself, just me, a couple cats, and my Xbox. But I ain't got to the point where I'm looking to sit here and have a conversation with my phone without somebody actually being on the other goddamn side. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to have an AI conversation with my goddamn phone. At this goddamn point, I really ain't. At that point, I done fucking gave up. You know what I'm saying? At that point, I done fucking gave up, and I'm just like, okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna talk to my phone. Me and Facebook AI gonna sit over here. I don't even think it's just Facebook AI. I don't even think you can name the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think you can name. I don't know if you can or not. Like I said, I hadn't gone through all the settings and all this other stuff just quite yet. I don't even know if you can name the motherfucker. But like I said, I can see a lot of people getting weird with this thing real fucking soon. Real soon. Now, if you take this AI and stick it in the goddamn robot, you know what I'm saying? If you take this AI and stick it in the robot, then oh my goodness. We got Detroit Becomes Human just waiting to fucking develop, just waiting. It's just waiting. Oh man. It's gonna be some goddamn shit. But I was like, which is fine, and I like, this is something I like. Shit, this comes with, some shit I'm already using. Facebook is one of my companies that I'm invested in, so, shit pays for itself. Goddamn. So, I'm kind of happy this shit came out, and I'm kind of happy that the first shit came out with Facebook. But everybody else is out there shooting to bypass whatever this is we got now. It's motherfuckers out there making robots. And I've seen the robots, the life-size robots, and the real life looking robots, and then you got the other shit, the other robot looking robots, blah blah blah. But the thing about those is, at the time that I saw them, they all sounded like robots. Now, if you could fucking make a robot, you know what I'm saying, some kind of android looking shit, to where the shit can reflect off you with the conversation that it does, in the tone that it does, and if you can, they can make the motherfuckers look lifelike to a certain degree. And oh man, People wouldn't have no reason to talk to each other anymore. They wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Because they already, the shit ain't out in the public, but they got fuck bots out there. You know what I'm saying? They out there. It ain't no way they done made all these androids and robots to do all this other shit, and motherfuckers ain't went there with it already. You know what I'm saying? It's like this high-tech technology that we got that's been hidden for I don't know how long before it gets to the public. That shit is already out there. Ain't no way, especially if you into the tech world and you just seen some of these goddamn robots, android looking shits, lifelike, deep, whatever the fuck you want to call them. They done made them shits look like they look, behave like they behave, and motherfuckers ain't already done tried to figure out a way to fuck one of them. It just hadn't happened. I mean, you know it's happened. It's happened. It's happening. As I'm recording this right now, it's a motherfucker out there right now fucking one of them robots. You know, they didn't already, they started way back in the day with fucking balloons, you know what I'm saying? These little sex dolls that you gotta blow. Somebody, they done figured that shit out. They were like, shit, you make the blow up dolls. And then they got the lifelike dolls that, the little sex dolls that's made out of the little, whatever little funny ass material. You know what I'm saying? You gotta clean them motherfuckers after you fucking use them or whatever. I'm dirty, but I ain't went that far yet. I prefer to have an actual motherfucker there. So they done went all that way. That ain't got no mechanical nothing. That's just the fucking object. You know what I'm saying? Man, you make an object, you know, you make this goddamn mechanical shit that can actually, and don't even go to the point to where you got fuck machines and shit out there. You know what I'm saying? They're not robots, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all know. Y'all got the internet. So they got that out there already. And they integrate all this shit together. They integrate all this shit together that people like, that's the first thing. That's the first thing popped in my goddamn mind. When I started listening to this shit, and I'm like, this motherfucker talk like a real goddamn person. I was like, oh man, this AI is talking to me like a real goddamn person. It sounds like I'm on the phone with somebody, which technically I am, but you know what the fuck I mean. And first thing popped in my mind, because that's just who I am, somebody's gonna be on, because they hadn't already done that. Like I said, I had one of those apps on my phone, one of those girlfriend apps where you just hop on there and you chat with them and shit like that. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. All the goddamn conversation is curated, you know what I'm saying, to make you feel good about yourself. So yeah, whatever. You can see that right from the fucking start. It's so unnatural. I thought it was gonna be like you hop on there and they had just, you know, algorithm to where the shit is just, you know, you would, you know, it'll be like a real person, but it's not. But yeah, like I said, that's what popped in my goddamn mind. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's already using similar shit for what it is. You know, you get the information, or you got the shit integrated into your house to where you could tell it to do shit. I forgot what they call that when you got that AI integrated to your house, where you can tell it to turn on the lights and adjust the air and all that other shit, whatever it is. And motherfucker can make grocery lists and send that shit off to the store and have groceries delivered. They got all that shit already. You know what I'm saying? They got all that already. So, you know, this ain't technically new. You know what I'm saying? But you can't fuck your house. At least most of us can't. I'm pretty sure it's somebody out there that done goddamn. I'm pretty sure it's somebody out there that done already tried to fuck their house. It's just like you had all this shit. There's somebody out there. There's somebody out there right now humping their goddamn car. It's like I said, this is a weird ass world we live in, and it's sad that that's the first thing that pop in my mind when I'm impressed about artificial intelligence, or at least the way that that artificial intelligence delivers information to me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, this motherfucker delivered information to me like it's almost like it's a real person. They naturalized the goddamn speech to where it's now that's the only thing they got to do. You put a profanity you put a profanity option on there, and then have that motherfucker talk like it talk, but throw out a cuss word every so often. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. You just wouldn't know. You wouldn't. You wouldn't fucking know it was a goddamn. I mean, the voice itself. You know what I'm saying? But the way the delivery of it, you wouldn't know that it was a fucking. See what I'm talking about? It don't do all of that. It do stuttering, but it don't do it like that. But it does. Now, if it could do all that shit to where it'll have that much stuttering, and depending on what you asking and the delivery of that information, including like the profanity and the chuckle. You know, people chuckle when they try to talk like I was just doing, and trying to get the information. If they added all that shit in there, the shit would just be ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Well, motherfucker could be jovial and chuckling shit while it's talking to you, or it could be stern when it's talking to you, where you think your phone is about to whoop your ass. You know what I'm saying? Or some shit like that. You know, it would be fucking ridiculous. It's gonna get to that point. It's gonna get to that goddamn point. I'm telling you right now. I'm probably over impressed by this shit. You know what I'm saying? I really am. I'm probably over impressed by it. But like I said, I don't really use any of that shit. I didn't have the little Siri Apple shit. You know, I'm an Android guy. You know, Cortana was a thing for a while with Microsoft, but that didn't last long for some reason. I don't know. I don't know. And it's like I said, there's probably plenty of other goddamn things out there. But that's all I wanted to talk about for a little bit, because the shit, while it doesn't amaze me, it does impress me to a bit. You know what I'm saying? It does impress me to the bit because while like I said, this what it does is not new, but the way that it delivers the information to me is. Like I said, I've noticed that they naturalized the speech, and that was enough to be like, oh shit. Like when I get off of this video, I gotta find a way. I gotta find something to talk to this motherfucker about. You know what I'm saying? Because I still hadn't gone through this shit yet. Only thing I've done was hit talk and ask it a question. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go into no open-ended shit or anything like that. Yeah, I didn't go through no open-ended shit. Oh, it did correct itself though. I said, why does your cat follow you into the bathroom? And it thought it said, why does your kid follow you into the bathroom? And it told me a bunch of shit about what you can do to keep your kid from following in your bathroom. And I said cat, not kid. And it was like, oh, okay. It said, oh, okay. So the question was still in there. It integrated that, what I just said, into that question. And it said, why does your cat? You know, okay, well, your cat follows you into the bathroom. This is blah, blah, blah. You know, it gives you all of that shit. And I was like, huh. And you would think that I would have to ask that whole question over again. All I said was that I said cat and not kid. And that got put in there. You know what I'm saying? Huh. I was like, yeah, okay. They done crossed all the goddamn T's and dotted the I's. Shit. You know what I'm saying? They just, oh, now, while I'm doing this, you know, while you doing this, you always gonna be listening for shit. If you get for information and they tell you some shit that ain't quite right, or it's kind of off, you're gonna get that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just what you get. You get information that ain't quite there or whatever from talking to people and from dealing with artificial intelligence or whatever information gathering services using that you're using to get your little tidbits of information from. And not all the information is gonna be able 100%, you know. But if it can compensate for that and be like, oh, okay, well, maybe this right here, blah, 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 blah. It just throw out some other shit relative to what the fuck you said. And you like, okay, thank you. You're welcome. Anytime. Anytime you want to talk, just let me know. I don't know. The shit is weird and great at the same goddamn time. So if you hadn't tried it yet, I recommend it. You know what I'm saying? I recommend it if you hadn't tried it yet. If you got Facebook on your phone, you got room for one little app, then you might as well. You ain't losing nothing. It ain't like it's a paid service or nothing like that. So, shit, go ahead, download the shit, and ask it some questions.